are you doing today? Are you ready for your math activity of the day? Let's go! So the materials you're going to be needing for today is your prime book. Be sure that you have the 1B. Also, remember to have your pencil and eraser just in case. It's a good idea to have your 100 charts around there or a ruler. Also your number bond and your tens and ones chart. Remember, you have one pretty one at home. You have 3 actually. So if you don't, you can do as I'm doing. Also, remember to have around your towers of Legos. I made 3, and as I said before, I made a pattern so you can count easily, but you can use the colors that you want. Just make sure you have 10 in each tower. And also to have 10 Legos, just like that, so we can count the ones, right? So, before we begin, I was wondering, we are using place value lately, right? But we're only adding. Do you have any idea how we can use the place value now to subtract? You want to know? Let's do this together. Come on. Now, as we said before, today we're going to practice using different methods for subtracting. We have many options to solve these things. So, here we have a subtraction sentence and it reads like this. 27 minus 5 equals 2. How are we going to know? Okay, the first option that we have, let me place this in here so we keep this in mind, is to use our 100 chart or a ruler that you have around. Now listen, the first thing you need to do is to find the number that you are going to subtract from. That's the biggest number right now. So here we're going to find number 27 in our chart, and here it is. I have 27. Now, let's see how many times do we need to jump to 0, okay? So we know how many are we taking away. And here it says 5. So I'm going to jump 5 times backwards, okay? Remember, like a rocket who wants to go to space, and we need to count backwards. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this 5 times. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. We were counting 5 times. And the number that we got, that is our answer. That means that 27 minus 5 equals 22. There's another way to solve this, and that's by using our number bond. When we're using number bonds, remember we need to take away the big number here as our whole, and then we know that this number we have to break is made out of 20 and then my 7 units, right? We've been working with these activities before, so we know what to do. Now that we broke my 27, I need to subtract my 5. Now, it is not that easy to subtract 5 from 20, but it is easy to find the units and subtract the units together. So if I have 7 and I take away 5, I get 2. Then what I need to do is to add this 20 that I had separate with these 2 that I got from the subtraction. So if I have my 20 and my 2, I get my answer, and it is 22. Now, another way to solve it is by using the place value. Yes, that's right. So I'm going to put this away here so you can keep that in mind, and we have our space in here. Remember, when we use place value, that means that each of the digits have a special place to write on. So we're going to put this big number because that's the number that we are subtracting from. I have 27 and I have to take away 5 from it. So I'm going to add 27 blocks in here. As you had before, you have your sets of Legos. Remember, you make sure that you have 10 on each because this represents 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's right. And if I put them together and it's the same height,
We know that they have the same, right? So is the same. Okay, so how many sets of 10s do I need for my 27? Do you know? That's right, we only need 2. So I'm going to add 10 and 10 together is a 20, and I have them in the 10s. Okay, now how many units do I need to make 27? I have my 10s, there are 2 10s, and then I need 7 units. So I'm taking 7. Put this away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to arrange them properly so it's easy for me to see. Remember, when it comes for math and science, it's very important for us to be very organized so we don't lose ourselves in our things. Okay, now I have my 10s in my 10s and my 1s in my 1s. Okay, next step, after I have my 27, I need to take away. Remember, this sign means minus, to take away, to subtract. And I need to take away 5. So that means from my units, because this is only a unit, I don't have a set of 10 in here, a unit, I need to go for the units as well. So I'm going to take 5. Help me counting, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to move this in here. These ones I'm taking away. Bye-bye. You see? This is your answer. But how are you going to arrange your numbers in here when you don't have materials to play with? Okay, this is what we are going to do. I'm going to arrange my numbers in my frame, okay? So I have my 10s. I have 2 sets of 10 in 27. And I have 7 1s, okay? 7 units, so 7 1s. I'm going to take away, so I have my minus in here. How many? 5. I don't have any 10s, right? 5 is less than 10. So I'm going to write my 5s in my 1s. If I have no 10s, I do not need to place a 0 here, the same as an addition. I don't need to, and I won't do it. Okay, just leave it blank. I will add my line in here so I know this is going to be my answer. Now I can do this. Step 1, go for the 1s. The same in addition, the same for subtractions. First step, you take away the 1s, and then you go for the 10s. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have 7 minus 5. If I have 7 1s and I take away 5, how many do I have left? And that is my answer. Now, I have my 2 sets of 10, and I'm not taking any sets of 10 away. So I still have my 2 sets of 10. And this is my answer.
Okay, now we're going to open up our book in page number 75. And here we're going to read together. It says, subtracting 1s. Let's learn. Subtract 3 from 25. Now, as we did before, we're going to make our number 25 because we're going to take away some of them from the big number, right? In this case, we're going to subtract 3, that is a small number, from 25, that is the big number. I have learned different ways to subtract. As we did before, we have many ways to subtract or to add. In this case, we're talking about subtracting, to take away. Now, we're going to answer exercise A. It says, we can subtract by counting backwards. We're going to find the number 25 in our 100s chart or in a ruler. So here we go. I have it here, and we're going to count backwards 3 times, okay? So we're going to make 3 jumps towards 0. Let's go for this. 25, let's go 1, 2, and 3 times. Why? Because we're subtracting 3 from 25. So 3, and the number that we got is our answer. It says, count backwards from 25. Let's go for this. 25, 24, 23, and 22. And now we know that this is our answer. 25 minus 3 equals to 22. Now the same here, but instead of counting backwards, we're going to solve it by subtracting using number bonds. Okay, we have the big number here that is 25. We're going to break this number. Remember, we try to find always the sets of 10. So here we have two sets of 10. So we know in our number bond that 25 is 20 and 5 units, right? So first, we need to subtract the 3 from the 5 because these are the units, okay? So 5 minus 3 equals 2. Then we need to add the 2 to the 20 that we took away. So 2 plus 20 equals to 22. And that is our answer. Now there is another way we can do this, and we can solve it by using place value. Let's go for this. We're going to build number 25, and this is how we do it. Just like the number bond, it can help us. 25 is two sets of 10 and then 5 units. So we're going to add in the tens my two sets with my Legos, if you want to try with your Legos too. We have two sets of 10 and then our little units here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is how we build number 25. Now we need to subtract 3 from this 25. So we're going to cross out or take away 3 in here. 1, 2, and 3. And what we have left to do is to count how many do we have left. But how can we do that in place value? Okay, first remember, when we use place value, we always begin with the ones, okay? So first step, I'm going to arrange this number here. I have tens and ones. So I have 2 tens. I'm going to write number 2 under the tens. And then I have my 5 ones. So I'm going to write under ones, 5. There you go. Now I'm taking away only 3 units. I don't have a set of 10, right? I have less than 10. So I'm going to write my 3 in my ones because I only have ones in here. So I'm going to do the same in here. I'm going to subtract the ones. If I have 5 and I take away 3, I only have 2 left. Now I'm going to subtract the tens. If I have 2 tens and I take away nothing, I still have 2. So now we know my answer is under this line and it reads 22. If we move on to page number 26, we're going to practice and it says, let's do. Number 1, we're going to subtract 3 from 34. Okay, the first idea for us is to count backwards. So if you have your 100 charts with you, it will help you to answer this. Count backwards from 34. How many times? 3 times. So we're going to complete this in here with our handwriting, okay? Count backwards. 34. What comes next? Towards 0. 34. 33. 32. You got this, right? Here we go. You're going to write your answer here. And guess what? This last number is your answer in here. 34 minus 3 equals to the number that you got at the end by counting backwards in the number line. Okay, now we're going to answer this subtraction by using number bonds. The first thing we need to do is to break our 34. 34 is made out of 30 and 4 units, right? So the first thing we need to do is to subtract the 3 from the 4. These 4 that we have here, we're going to take 3 away. So 4 minus 3 equals 2, and you have your answer. Then we need to add this number that we got to the 30 that we have in here. So we're going to add 1 plus 30 equals 2, and here you have your answer. That is the correct answer. Now the last thing we're learning is how to use the place value. In here, first we are going to use our Legos. We have the 3 sets of 10 Legos to make the 30, 10, 20, 30. And then we're going to add our 4 units here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to only take away the 3 that we have. 1, 2, 3 crisscross. And this is our answer. But now we need to fix this number in our chart. Remember, when you have all of your numbers fixed, first you subtract the ones and then you go for the tens, okay? So let's arrange this. We have 3 here in the tens, so I'm adding my 3. And then I have 4 in my ones, so I'm going to write my 4. I'm taking away 3. So I'm going to the next row. I'm adding my subtraction sign in here, minus, and then I just add my ones. If I don't have a set of 10 that I'm taking away, please do not write a 0 here. You don't need to add anything in the tens. You only need to add in the ones. So here we're going to put our 3 in our ones, because if we do not write it here and we decide to put it here, it's not 3. It's going to be 30, right? And it's a little bit different. I don't want to confuse you into that, but please understand that these are units. So this will go to the ones. So we will write it in the row of the ones. Okay, so first we're going to subtract the ones. We have 4 minus 3 equals 2. You have your answer. Okay, now we're going to take away the tens, okay? We're going to go 3 tens minus, I have nothing, right? I don't have a set of 10. So this is going to continue being the same number. 3 minus 0 equals 2. You know your answer. And now you have your answer to write in here. Now for the second activity in this page, we're going to subtract. You can continue using your Legos at home, okay? So let's go for this. And also your chart. Here we go. We already have the 25 minus, very important to pay attention to this. Is this a plus or a minus? We're talking about subtraction here. Listen to the questions, okay? So here we go. We have 25 minus 2. First, I need to take away the ones and then the tens. Good job. Okay, so let's do this. We have 5 minus 3 equals 2. And here you're going to write your answer. And then we're going to go to the tens. 2 minus 0, we have nothing. Then we're going to write our number here. And this whole number is our answer. Now you can try this one. Let's go for B. Pay attention to this. We have 29 minus 6. That means we're taking away. Where are you going to begin? By the ones or by the tens? If you said by the ones, you were right. So let's just do this. You have 9, and then you take away 6. How many did you get? Same with the tens. You had 2, and then you take away nothing. What did you get? And this is your answer. Now we're going to go for the last part of the activity of today. Remember to line up the ones and also the tens. So you're going to try to solve these ones on your own. I'm just going to tell you the numbers and a little bit of a hint, okay? So this is activity C. You have your tens, you have your ones, and you have the minus. That means you're subtracting, you're taking away. So you have 28 minus 4 equals 2. Going to begin by taking the ones and put it in here. Then you take away the tens and put it in here. You have your answer. The same with these activities here, okay? You can pause this video and answer your activities. Okay, now we're going to go to letter G and H. I will help you with G, but you will make H on your own. Are you ready? Okay, so this is our subtraction sentence. We have 19 minus 8 equals 2. I'm going to use the same rows as here. We have the tens in here, and we have the ones in here. So I'm not going to write my words in here. If you want to use, your chart, you can do that too. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to arrange this number here. I have a set of 10 and 9 units. So one set of 10 and 9 ones. Ones, tens, right? Okay. Now I'm adding my minus. Very important. So I know that I'm subtracting. And then I'm going to add this one. Now, I don't have a set of 10. So it's going to be 0, but I'm not going to write it because I don't need to. And I have my 8 units. So I'm going to write my 8 ones to make my line. So I know this is what I'm adding or subtracting in this case. And this is my answer. So I'm going to go ahead and practice this. I have 9 and I take away 8. How many do I have? This is your answer. I have one set of 10s and I'm taking nothing. How many sets of 10s do I still have? And this is your answer. Now you will solve this one on your own, okay? You're all ready for this. Remember, this is the row for the 10s and this is the row for the 9, for the ones. I'm sorry, I was looking at the 9. This is the row for the ones, okay? So we have 35 minus 3 equals 2. Okay, how many sets of 10s do I have? I'm gonna write this number here. How many units? I'm gonna write it in the ones. How many sets of 10s do I have in 3? Do I have to write anything? How many units do I have? How many ones? I'm gonna write it here. I'm gonna make my line so I know this is my answer. And very important, write your minus sign. When you finish with these pages, please take a picture of them and share them with your teacher. And if you have any questions about them, please ask her so she can help you. I hope you enjoyed these activities and that could help you answering the pages on your book. So remember, you can practice with many, many numbers. You can ask for an adult to give you more numbers to subtract from a 2-digit number. So here we go. I hope you have an amazing afternoon and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.